This is some Nudos Production.
I'm named Sam Oropeza, fighting out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at Bounce Studios. The weight that I normally fight at's 170 pounds, but at Matrix 8, I'll be fighting a catch weight at 200 pounds. I first got started into martial arts training. I was at college. Found there was a jiu-jitsu gym right down the road from where I was staying at school at, and walked in there one day, and the rest is history.
And again, you see how he moves? Oh, nice anticipation from Carlos Kraus, but he's been caught ground and pound from Oropeza. Spins around up to the back, ripped into the beard. Here comes Oropeza. Hammerfist strikes as Carlos Kraus locks onto the single leg. Curls it under the arm, then whips over the top. It's a ring. You know, he didn't do anything to defend himself, get into better position. That's the right call. Referee made the right call. Oropeza breaks down in cheers of jubilation in the center of the cage. Our father, I'm happy to say, Sammy Oropeza.
I really loved jiu-jitsu when I first started. It was the most fun I have ever had. I kind of caught on to it really well, my body type and everything, and just having such great instructors really helped. But as time went on, you know, you kind of get bored of doing the same thing every day, and that's when I kind of got introduced to boxing and Muay Thai, and fell in love with it the same way I fell in love with jiu-jitsu, and I always compare it to probably the first time a crackhead ever smoked crack. You know, I was hooked for life, so can't see myself doing anything else besides this. I fought in Matrix 5. I was the main event. I fought a very tough and game fighter in Ang Lang Sang. I loved fighting there. I live 5 minutes from the Sheet Metal Workers Hall. I bring a big crowd. A lot of my friends were there. I'm not gonna lie, I was coming off a loss when I fought for Matrix, so there was a lot of tension built up in me, a lot of anxiety, and it was great to go out there, get a win for Jimmy and Phil and Rick, and you know, have a great night that night. And I'm looking forward to creating that same magic September 20th. I know a lot about Louis Rumsey. He's a tough guy, he's got a lot of experience, he's a very game fighter, he likes to stand up, throws a lot of really different techniques. He has a very unorthodox style, which I think is just gonna fit right into what my game plan and what I want to do. And I really believe, you know, everyone who's there who bought the ticket is gonna get their money's worth when they come to the fight September 20th.
Yeah, Matrix Fights 8 main event brings us two very experienced fighters. One in Samuel Peza, who's from the Philadelphia area, who's one of the biggest prospects coming out of Philadelphia, who's had a couple fights for Bellator and actually is in contract with Bellator. And we have a guy in Louis Rumsey, who's no stranger to the MMA world and especially the circuit on the East Coast. Louis brings his A game every fight. He's a very game fighter. This main event is unpredictable because you have two big hitters, and I'm sure just be sure to keep your eyes open because it's going to end with a knockout.
Fighters need to watch out for a lot of things with me. You know, I'm very good on the ground. When I'm on my feet, I'm just as good. All my victories, I mean, I don't need to tell you what I'm coming to do that September 20th at Matrix, because if you look at all my wins, they're all by finishes, you know. No judge has ever told me that I won the fight. I tell myself that I win the fight because I come out there, I slam on the gas pedal, I get in your face and I make it ugly and I make it a fight. And that's how I get all my wins.
Well, the fans should expect to see a striker and a striker, you know, and Samuel Peza is also very talented on the ground. He's a brown belt, and Louis Rumsey, you know, you're going to see two experienced fighters in a big, high-energy event. So it brings fireworks. It's what MMA is about. It's what the sport's built on. It's not knowing who's going to win. That's what makes this sport so exciting and so brand new.
Samuel Peza's strength as a fighter is he's well balanced. He's tall. He's got a lot of length, long legs, long limbs. His stand-up is really nice. It's really smooth, fluid, very technical. He's just not out there just punching. He's out there setting. Every motion is pretty much a setup. On the ground, I believe he's a brown belt at Jiu-Jitsu. Very comfortable on the ground, good flexibility. His ground and pound is really good. He's got a gas tank. He's a really young prospect, and he doesn't really have any limits.
I don't sit here, I don't badmouth anyone. You know, I go out and I work hard, I train hard, I go out there and fight hard. And my prediction for that night is I'm gonna walk out of that cage with my arm raised and I'm gonna have another victory. I wanna thank my trainers. I wanna thank Aaron Meisner, Coach Robert Navone, Rick and Phil Miglarice. I want to thank Jimmy Binns and everyone at Matrix for allowing me to fight. I also want to thank my opponent, Louis Rumsey, because if it wasn't for him, I'd be sitting at home September 20th instead of doing exactly what I love to do. So just excited for the fight, and I want to thank all my teammates, all my sponsors for helping me out along the way, and I'll see you guys. I want to thank Bellator, absolutely, 100%, and I'll see everyone September 20th.
Martinez. I'll be fighting Marvin Rodriguez September 20th for Matrix 8 here in Philadelphia. I've seen Mervin fight a lot, actually. I saw him fight live when he fought McCabe, Steve McCabe. I saw him fight live when he fought Iaquinta and Andy Main. He's a scrapper. He's well standing, well wrestling, and phenomenal top game.
These guys are game fighters. They both always bring their A game. They bring it's going to be a scrap. They're both excited about the event, along with the crowd. So it's a big it's a big event that's building up, and we promise not to disappoint.
My brother's fighting September 20th here in Philadelphia. He's got a tough opponent, man. But you know, my brother's day in and day out in the gym, training hard, you know, grinding. We got all the top fighters from Philly coming in. We got Wilson, Reese, Pope coming in. These are top Bellator fighters. Wilson just got signed to the UFC, you know, and my brother's in here day in and day out grinding with these guys, you know, and I'm not taking nothing away from his opponent. Marvin's a tough kid, but I don't think he has anything that can challenge my brother at this point. You know, my brother's on a 4 or 5 fight winning streak. You know, he's on a roll right now. You know, he's on top right now, and I don't see anything derailing him. You know what I mean? He trains hard, like I said, day in and day out.
I think second round, I think I'll be able to finish him with the pressure I'm going to put on him second or early third round. I don't want the fight to go decision, period.
I think Will's going to win. I think he's going to submit him in the second round by a rear naked choke. I think he's going to overwhelm him. He's going to make him, you know, knock him off his game in the first, and then, you know, bring his game plan in the second.
My brother, everybody thinks that he's just a jiu-jitsu guy. You know, yes, he is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You know, top notch. He's competed against some of the top level guys in jiu-jitsu. You know, but again, his striking, it's top notch as well. You know, I spar with him day in and day out. You know, and I've seen his striking go from like here to here. You know, he doesn't use it much in a fight, but I think in this fight he's going to put it to use, and his opponent's going to pay for it. I got my brother ended in the second round, TKO second round, my brother. You know, like I said, his opponent's a pretty tough kid. You know, so he's gonna come out hard in the first round, but I see my brother TKOing him in the second round.
I want to thank my whole team, Ricardo, Balance. I want to thank everyone that's been coming here. Wilson, Popo, Steve, my brother Chav, Jim, all my amateur set, Tone. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Bill Augio's been coming, helping me train just to get this fight, you know, just to be able to get this fight, the results I want in this fight. So I want to thank all my training partners, basically.
I really look forward to seeing you there. I hope you guys will be ready for fireworks, because I promise that's what we'll bring you.